these guys are sort of a team that play mostly LANs rather than online events. This is their real opportunity here to get to a bigger LAN, maybe showcase their skills. Yeah, but this roster, I think there's no problem with it. You know, they have all the pieces in the puzzle. It's just that I feel like when you look at Sweden, you look at those exact pieces, and you know the Opera, the IGL, the Riflers, they're just that one notch better and have that bit more experience against those upper echelon teams.
And I would say having that sort of prestige and a bit of performance on LAN obviously means that you've got a pretty decent mindset, and you're going to be carrying that into the game, right? Like, you need, if you're even going to win maps on LAN, a certain amount of resolve. So I don't think that mindset or nerves are going to be an issue in the series today. But remember, we go away from the best of ones and towards the best of threes now, where they've got to keep up that performance throughout an entire series, starting on Mirage and starting on this CT side. A couple of nades here for Kruger. He's going to have an HE, a smoke grenade, and of course that flashbang up against a pretty standard default here. Already losing Isaac, though.
Yeah, 3 players up banana. Actually, all 4 are heading towards this section of the map, and they are split here. But the rotate's already finding itself here in B. But they're going to just play contact into the B side. Peter's on the back side. This will be interesting. Jaquinho forcing his way in, challenging this Ruins player, but Edson, oh, he's just went past the smoke, the silencer. He has to hit his shots, and it's no problem in the end, overwhelming them. You know, that was not really a great execute at all. Iceland, you know, the players weren't even hitting their shots, yet they were just afforded so much time to be able to win out that pistol round.
Yeah, Isaac going down early is a real problem for them, but Iceland just sort of combining on that bomb site. Cruiser finding the absolute perfect timing there. Those smokes just not stopping them whatsoever, and Sweden held almost at the door, right? They were sandwiched in, sandbagged in. They've got enough money to go for a force, but not much more than just pistols. A couple of Tech 9s and Desert Eagles, and they really need to dig Thor's M4 out of the apartments. He's able to steal one away before backing off.
And again, look at this map control being taken by Sweden. They're going to back away though, but the thing is they've already gotten control of it. So it doesn't seem like Sweden are going to challenge for that anytime soon unless they pivot back around. But looking at the very forward position here of Isaac, he's going to get right into action here, it seems. But Sweden are taking this slow. They are just poking and prodding, making sure that wherever they end up being, they are going to be sure that they're going to be able to take the site. They're trying to set themselves.
As well, Tiddler. Peter's actually sat on banana. He's going to be the alarm clock almost. As soon as he finds anybody, Cruiser's going to rotate back, and they're going to have a pretty good defense on the B bomb site. I don't imagine this 1-4 setup is going to be too much of an issue whatsoever, and they still haven't made their mind up.
Yeah, this Molotov could be perfectly timed. That buys so much time for the rotate as well. So well timed out from him. Even has a smoke to expend, but decides to put it close so they can take the close range battles. Does have the support here, Cruiser as well with an MP9. HE looking to be dropped in, and this is well played out from Peter. But oh, the Tech 9 wins out that battle, and they're spamming away. Player right back in ruins. The MP9 has to back off, and Plopsy's gonna get that bombed out. These gonna get interesting here, as this is now gone down to a 4-on-4.
They've got plenty of time to get back into this one. It's not so much of an option, but these Tech 9s can be deadly at close range.
Oh, look at all those players just storming on in. Jaquinho only good for the one, and ZTR, well, he's not going to be able to find anything. So, well done out from Iceland to hold that one down. You know, they're able to shut it down in the end. Keep it relatively clean. We do have the teams actually the other way around, if we can get that fixed. But yeah, it was well played out from Iceland. They were, you know, they gave away the bomb site, but they didn't panic too much. They just kept it, you know, they kept it smooth sailing. They just took that bomb site again. They do have the better weapons, and yeah, the multi-fries just rolled in.
Yeah, absolutely. Iceland's keeping them at arm's length really nicely there. Just having multiple players coming in from the ruins, that being the real linchpin there, allowed to take away 2 players from the coffins, and Sweden couldn't really hold on to that bomb site for more than a couple of seconds. This time, that force buy means that you have to go down 3-0 incredibly early, That's a real issue if you're on this T side. You're allowing Iceland to get off to a really good start. They're the underdogs in this one we talked about earlier. Heading towards the B bomb site once again. This has been the target many a time. That C4 still not committed though, so they can go basically anywhere on this map right now. And Peter steals away a first again. Sweden just every time here, they've been losing this opening duel.
No matter what, seems like Iceland are able to pull through. This is, of course, just against the pistols. Peter just adds another one to his tally. Should be curtains in this round, as Iceland have already put up a very good defense on the B side, so it should be even easier here on A as they have more numbers. So I'm expecting just them to storm on in and just probably just die. Might be good for one. He is going to be good for one here, Sus, but good 1D to get things started. Maybe he could capitalize and find a few more. But they're wrapping around from long. We'll see whether or not Peter is going to be able to shut this down, because I am going to get a little bit scared if they're going to be able to take down Peter. It just possibly overwhelms the entire bomb site, but Peter dispatches of them, and Edson as well takes him down. And Iceland cleaning it up there. All 5 players staying alive, and now the guns are out for Sweden.
You mentioned it, Peter being the absolute linchpin. If he goes down, then they've got 2 angles that they can attack this A bomb site from. Unfortunately, that's not the case for Sweden. This round needs to be different, though. They've got the AK-47s out, no AWP presence for either team. In fact, Thor gets one out early. He's 3-1. He's had a pretty good start here on Inferno. He's going to be taking that sniper and likely trying to find an opening duel towards the banana. Maybe that Molotov's going to slow him down and then go straight through it. And, well, there's the opening once again for Iceland. They've done so good, Tiddler, at finding this. Just every single round, and it leaves you on the back foot. Good damage, but no confirmed kill.
This is very impressive so far from Iceland. I really like what I'm seeing, especially when you're up against the team that plays Inferno a lot. An IGL, you know, a rifling squad, well-versed on Inferno, and Iceland just being able to take them down every single time. The opening duels going their way every time. It's so impressive to see this. Still early doors, but that peak is perfectly timed. Edson just catching him off guard. The surprise factor, way too much there. That bomb, though, is hedging its bets here towards A where the rest of the numbers are. Instead, he's able to find another. They're cleaning this one up, Squid. They can't do anything about things. They'll just have to take the duels here. That off is going to peek on through. Going to find success. And Jaquinho now left all alone. Up against 5. Mind you, this is a gun round. What a round it's been out here from Iceland. Just absolutely dispatching of Sweden. And all of them falling by the wayside before this round even gets started.
Yeah, not losing a single man. That's so important for the money. And Thor's staying unpredictable with the AWP. Starting towards B and then heading towards the A bomb site. 4-0 here for Iceland. And I just don't see Sweden getting back into this one in this particular round. They've only got pistols carrying through. They've been a very Tech-9 heavy anti-eco strategy, but Iceland, they've been dealing with it absolutely flawlessly. Thor taking that AWP towards the B bomb site once again. He's been going for these opening picks towards banana. You don't need to do it in every single round. It can become predictable. Instead, he's going to stay back and throw those nades all on through. They're going to walk right into this AK-47 stack.
Oh, this is just an absolute decimation here in banana. At least they're able to find one back, but Sus, good for another. I don't see him getting much more here. If he gets the CT player, maybe I'd be looking at something, but that off is holding. And even blinded, it doesn't even matter. That's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. The way you die there, it's really infuriating. Just the way, you know, he didn't really hit much in towards banana, but when he's blinded, that's the time he hits you. And 5-0 start from Iceland. Very, very, very good. I'm really looking forward to seeing how Sweden respond to this in the later stages, or even if they do end up responding.
And Iceland is turning up the spice level as well, pushing mid, keeping Sweden guessing. They're never being comfortable at all pushing either of these bomb sites. Iceland again heading towards the bottom of mid. Cruiser is right here beyond these smokes, and they've got some idea that it's going on, but he could hear all of these footsteps. 3 players heading towards the B bomb site, and when is he going to slip inside this smoke?
Yeah, and he's able to get past the Molotov though, but look at this flank. Iceland are just playing some very unpredictable CS. But there's a rotate out here from Stebby. If he oversteps the mark, it's not really just the fact that Stebby might actually, whether or not Susp is going to be caught off guard, it's really just the fact that he's going to be able to get to the A bomb site possibly before he knows, but he seems to be aware. The rotates start to lean for Sweden towards A. And Stebby's just moving back in towards the pit side. Might just decide to peek this though. I don't know who spots each other first. This is a very aggressive play. Decides to stay right here. And 3 players here up against 1. Don't know if they're going to execute immediately, but judging by the position of Iceland, the way the rotates have been so far, I don't see them knowing this. Oh, they might walk into this. They actually might. I'm really, really waiting on this play. And he spots out the gun barrel. This might just be 2 quick kills here for Stevie. Good for the first. Back turn, and he gets the second. They've just been destroyed again by a single player on the bomb site. Now they know where the third one just has to be. It has to be towards A. The thing is, where exactly? But with the time that's remaining, with the bomb dropped, it can't happen. Plopsky caught in midair. 3 players stay alive again for Iceland. All of them brimming with cash. And they continue on their rampage.
I'm not sure if Stebby actually heard them trading away AK-47s. They threw them back and forth to one another and used that timing to slip inside the apartments. That's literally the only thing that I can think of. That is so unpredictable. You can see he catches both players, pants down, 6-0 Iceland. And this is turning into quite the upset, honestly. Couple more rounds on this CT side, and they're going to be feeling comfortable going through, and they've got to take down another eco. They've been easily eating up these 4 spies, half buys, eco rounds. 6-0 as well, and their confidence level has only gone up. They've been pushing mid, pushing into the apartments, taking control of Banana. They are fully in the driver's seat here on Inferno. Oh, that nade's good as well. Actually just misses. They're able to back away. It's only a couple of inches away.
They're lucky to not take a lot from that grenade. Possibly a bit of a ledge in the wall blocking that. But they're looking to storm out into A. But it's just been pure success here for Iceland. We'll just have to see how this one pans out. Utility out. Player up in the balcony looking to support. Edson to find the first. Isaac getting a trade. And hold up. 3 kills immediately out here for Sweden. So now they have the advantage here. This is so weird considering this is their best chance of winning out a round. And the position of Plopsky is just so annoying. It's a head glitch angle. So is this a pit player just posted up on the bicycle. Cruiser damaged up, but trying to distract so that Peter can make his way on in. Plopsky focused up on this angle. Cruiser taken down. Plopsky showing face. And Sweden clean it up. And it seems to be that unpredictability there out from Sweden winning that one out. I don't even know if it's unpredictability because it kind of was set in stone that they were going to take A. It really was the utility and the flashes out, the positions. All 5 players coming in from a similar angle. It's just way too difficult for Iceland to handle in that case.
Yeah, the flashbangs just absolutely stellar there. You can see every single person's just blind. They can't see anything there on the defense. Allows those Tech 9s to get nice up close and personal. First slip up here from Iceland. And that A-bomb site is just so hard to retake that once you give away rifles, it's basically back to a catastrophic situation. This time it's an M4 that slipped its way down mid, and Sweden seem totally unprepared for this. That drops the C4, should be retrievable, as I don't see how he can actually burrow back in for this one. And ZTR, he's got the angle totally on lockdown. There's another chaotic round. That M4 just goes to use. And this one's over already. Wow.
That is so weird out from Iceland, but I'm loving it at the same time. Sweden are just like turning around. I was like, how on earth has my teammate just died so early? And they're just barreling it down mid. And it seems like no matter how many times Iceland are going to do it, Sweden are just caught off guard every time by it. And you know, I was thinking for a second, maybe that's Iceland's run done after Sweden. We're able to break their streak, but Iceland say no, they stay confident, they start pushing again. Back to old biz, they knew exactly what to do, and they're underway again, 7-1 up, and they're just again with the aggression. And he's even peeking through after being dinked up, mind you, and gets the first without being taken down himself.
They're almost playing a LAN style of CS, right? Where they're almost on LAN, there's sound absolutely everywhere. You would be using the fact that there's less sound cues, less communication to just burrow in between. They're going for a push down mid. That's Thor. He's on 27 points of health, remember? So just using that disadvantage to his advantage, and they've just found out about it. Isaac, right place, right time. Sweden need to play a very hunkered down style of CS to be prepared for all of these pushes. Nevertheless, 3 players here on B, all of that information that Thor had given them. And are they going to rotate a player away, though? Sweden can capture this timing. And nevertheless, there's a flashbang. It's going to be found by Plopsky.
Do they know about the numbers here? There's still 2 players on the bomb site. You know, you wouldn't really expect 3 players to be here towards B. So I don't know if they just forego one position and that nade clears it out. They might call this clear, though. That's the problem. Peter is now able to activate the spray control. Even good for 2. Not bad, but it's still a 1-on-2 here for the Hopper. We'll see what he can do. Chiquinho will get that bomb down just behind the fountain. It can't be seen, but that resmoke comes in 1 second too late. Finds the first and now a 1-on-1. That nade, though, does a bit of damage. He's crept through right through the smoke. Isaac here towards the coffins, and Isaac holds it down. The Gamer Legion man stands strong here for Sweden as they trade rounds once more. But that economy for Iceland is not going to be broken just yet.
Good recovery from Isaac there as well. Able to put down that smoke. It is too late. He actually loses his teammate for it, making a must-hit headshot. He absolutely needed to nail it. He did. A second round on the board. And Iceland go straight to a timeout. How often do we see this? I feel like it's just incredibly infrequent when you're so far ahead. Just throwing in a timeout this early. Their money is really rocky, though. So this is what they'll be discussing right now. Stebby only on $2,300. I can't help but think that they are going to rebuy into this one. It almost feels like they have to, but the Deagle and a couple of upgraded pistols is kind of saying otherwise. Maybe they just want to allow Sweden to get onto a 3rd round, pick up rifles once again, and assert their control once more. He's is on 11 kills already. Peter already up to double digits also. And this is going to be heavy B presence here from Iceland. How do you predict this? They've been incredibly confident to go for stacks, and they throw all of their nades towards B and then re-establish a much more standard setup.
Yeah, but Sweden have evaded that perfectly. They're waiting at the bottom of Banana for that ult to come, and now they're kind of empty-handed here, or Iceland, excuse me. Single smoke and flash. Just looking at the position that these players are at. So Peter does hold the smoke, so he can't delay for a little bit longer, depending on whether or not Sweden decide to respect his hold.
It's almost like a CT-sided fake, right? You use 4 players all throwing nades down Banana, and then all rotate towards A simultaneously. This is a really smart round from Iceland, and I feel like Sweden are about to walk into this stack. They certainly seem poised for that.
Yeah, they've clearly just shout called it, but oh, that's a very, very nice headshot from ZTR, blinded and running as well. But Edson back on the board. Nice 1D. Susp knows that he has to take this battle as Thorson would be a bit of a thorn in the side. And now they've just taken down everyone on the A-bomb side. Peter now with the Deagle, up against 4, coming in from the mid side, thinking that Sweden might be there to push on his position, but nobody's going to be there. Probably just going to maybe look for something to save, possibly, since there is one casualty, but I don't know what he's going to get out of this. Yeah, so well played right out from Sweden, despite Iceland kind of, like you said, faking back to the A site. They walked into it, but they cleaned it up pretty nicely. They executed well.
And you can't help but think that Sweden almost need, well, at least most of the remaining rounds. That last equal's been spotted, so the cleanup crew should come in. They need to keep all of these players alive, though. You can see how low the money is, and Pete's actually going to do even more damage. He'll be able to save another rifle through to this round, potentially. No, right. The body armor, that combined with the bomb blast, is actually going to take him out of the equation. It's 3 rounds, Sweden. Good round altogether. You've got to give them props. They walk into the stack. Iceland's just unable to find the kills. ZTR there. That's just such a quick shot. He's fully blind, and acceptable damage done nonetheless. Still a lead of 4. And Thor will have the AWP here in round number 11. It's the first time that we've seen Giacchino get one out on this T side. So a bit of a change of pace for this attack. I mean, that Thor needs to be much more careful about where he treads. How aggressive he's getting, and Giacchino, oh, he's going to move all the way up mid, getting shut down instantly.
Yeah, but they're going to push upon this still. Edson's holding, but that smoke off does make sure that he's not going to be able to get anything off of it anymore. They've taken brackets control. That bomb, though, hasn't committed, so they still have a chance to pivot back towards B. Considering the position here of Plotski, they might just do so. Depends on whether or not he's going to be able to be taken down, but Peter has re-smoked this banana side, the top banana side, so Sweden are kind of blocked from entering onto this section of the map as well. But they are going to pick up that bomb, and it seems like they're going to reconvene here towards the B bomb site.
Yeah, they need to be really careful about these stacks. Iceland have been guessing correctly every single time. And with the C4 non-committed, there's still loads of time on this clock to change your mind. Doesn't look like that's going to happen there. I feel like this is almost a mistake, throwing in the smoke that early. Adiz is going to have the flashbang. He's likely going to be going straight on through.
But he's also been blinded. Good utility from both sides, and Cruiser's going to be taken down, and he's going to try reflash in. And Peter's got in too. I can't believe that. Is he the back quad player? Because I did not see that CT player getting any kills at all. He was completely blinded. But nonetheless, it's a 2-on-2 situation. This is completely doable. Both players coming in from opposite angles. Maybe could pincer both these players, because I see plenty of times where two players decide to play the same position so that, you know, the CT side won't expect it, but they are pretty close together, but in different positions so that they are safe in that regard. Thor's going to peek in with that AWP, and both kills come in at the same time. Sweden hold it down on the B bomb site and reduce that interval to just 3 rounds.
Yeah, plucked away, no defuse kit, time and pressure, and Iceland lose another. Felt like they were perfectly set up there on the B bomb site. Peter, the only player finding kills, though. He's up to 13 on the CT side. He's 12, Thor 10. Still struggling to close out this half successfully, though. This looked like almost a guaranteed double digits for them. That's not the case any longer. 4 rounds left of this first half, and trying to send the pistols down mid. This is going to get cleaned up. Bit of damage, but no more to shout or scream about other than that. Sweden with another one. They're coming back into this. They've been really resilient. 5 rounds. This is a decent T side with the opportunity to take even more.
You see their calling has been a little bit better, and their utility as well. I think the main difference I've been seeing is I feel like they didn't respect Iceland at first, it seems. They were going in dry. We could see that in the pistol round, but then now you can see the abundance of flashes landing into the site and them just ending up completely blinded, no matter what Iceland throw. We're seeing a bit of a difference here, but Iceland still can adapt to this. This aggression has not just been, you know, it doesn't just win rounds. It's really just been so disruptive to the setup of Sweden so that it just makes the round easier regardless of whether or not Sweden's utility is really good. And Chiquinho, though, is able to find that first kill, and from the boiler side, Susp is able to activate. So off to an early advantage here are Sweden. Cruiser trying to find one right back, but not immediately. Able to get 2, though, before Susp gets the trade.
Yeah, that seems to be too much damage, but it's all down to Peter now. He's on the other side of this smoke, but being watched. His vision totally tainted as he finds that frag, and Sweden with another one. They're finding the answers on this T side. Really well done. They're finding gaps in this defense, allowed to find those opening picks. Remember those first 4 or 5 rounds? It was Iceland, all of the opening duels going their way. That hasn't been the case in the latter portions of this first half. Just Swedish flags all over the server, all over the kill feed. 7-6. This is a really close half now. Tale of 2 cities. Back to pistols as well. Looks to completely close up the scoreline. And Sweden have backed away from having an AWP. They've played a really fast run and gun style. Nades down banana, though. So much damage dealt in the early portions of round number 14. This duel will give away the game. They know that they're up against pistols now.
It's been gooshed up as well. But Sweden, yeah, it seems like this should be an easy round for them. It seems like Iceland have played a very specific stack in apartments, and that's really only if Sweden go towards apartments. There's a possibility that Sweden do end up going A and being able to evade it completely, but Edson, with aggression, might be able to cancel something out. And Isaac holds it down pretty nicely, and both players in apartments now looking to push on forward, play together, catch someone off guard. But like I was saying, Sweden have completely evaded it. So, you know, on the one hand, sure they get the A side, but might just not be able to know where these other 2 players are. But they've also just avoided that issue as well, because now they're heading towards B.
spotting absolutely nobody on A, though, is going to start the alarm bells ringing that they need to speed up on this attack. Otherwise, those flanks, they are coming, but they are against pistols. That takes a lot of the sting out of the Icelandic tail. 25 seconds, clock ticking.
Low HP on 3 of these players as well. That might be very dangerous here, considering these are just pistols on board. But so they'll have to hit nice headshots here, and Isaac and Popsky have done a fantastic job. Peter's able to get 1 and 2, but it doesn't even matter that the low HP, he gets the headshots. But yeah, Sweden cleaned that one up nicely, considering their situation, slowing it down. You know, getting that map control, being able to just overwhelm that B bomb site, and now we are in round number 15 here, and we're in a situation here where Sweden can really overtake Iceland, and I feel like Iceland really had everything going for them at the start as well, so really impressive.
Yeah, they've slowed down a lot on this CT side. Their earlier stars not really shining any longer. Stebby, who had a massive round inside the apartments, hasn't found a single kill since then. He's been really struggling here on the majority of the CT side, and Thor, previously who hadn't been finding these opening kills, does step up once again.
Yep. Just been slowing down completely, it seems. Susp there to find a headshot, perforating the skull, but Thor at least is able to return the favor ever so slightly. Advantage though is maintained out for them, looking to increase the lead, but oh my goodness, a Tech 9 and Isaac's AK as well. But Peter there to find a kill right back, and Plopsky finding him, so this advantage has been completely nullified. So now it's Cruiser in a 1-on-2. This is, you know, for round number 15. So no saving from here on out. He'll have to attempt this. We'll smoke off in front of him so that he won't be able to be susceptible to both angles. But it doesn't even matter. Jaquinho takes down Cruiser, and Sweden, they get the lead at the end of the half. Very important.
Yeah, I've got to say, it's all about these opening kills. That's been the tale of this map. If you did find the opening kill in a particular round, the likelihood is you're going to take it. Iceland just not able to find them in these last 7 or 8 rounds of play, and really struggling. Maybe a second pistol round can be the difference maker here on Inferno. I feel like Iceland absolutely need it. The momentum is all on the other side, and this is an opportunity to turn it around. No defuse kit here on the CT side, so allowing that bomb to go down might be a real problem. Everyone going with Kevlar, with the exception of ZTR. He's got that single smoke grenade. He'll be carrying that one towards the B bomb site.
Oh, he's just destroying
such
them.
a sharp shot.
Yeah, it is, especially how Iceland has started out last time around. It's just really demoralizing for them. They're going to go back to the B bomb site. That's the right call here, but they'll have to speed up because the rotates here for Sweden, as they also realize themselves. No smoke for CT though, so ZTR just absolutely destroys Edson, and it's going to be absolute closure in the end here, surely, because Plopsky's able to activate with the dualies. Two's better than one, day saying there's only one player left. Peter, nice jiggle peaks, and taking Jaquinho down with him, but there's way more to find. Does plenty of damage, but he's going to be overwhelmed. Doesn't even have the bomb. It's completely in the control of Sweden as he finds another, and Isaac able to overwhelm him finally. I feel like he was lucky there to get 2 kills, but nonetheless, Sweden get a pistol round and start to distance themselves from Iceland.
Yeah, and Peter is pulling away on the scoreboard, but a lot of these kills just haven't been impact frags. 2 with the Deagle in the last round of regulation, in the last round of that first half. 2 kills in the pistol round when everything seems all over. And Sweden are just running over the rest of the roster. 9-7, really good recovery here from this newly anointed CT side. They'll pick up a lot of SMGs. They're all MP9s. Expect something fast and ferocious down Banana with those smokes placed and the incens right behind. Those Tech 9s need to take some space. They do so, but they will right into Plopsky. He rails down 3 of them. And those dual Berettas as well, making a reappearance.
Oh.
And this is where Peter finds 1 or 2 kills before the round's over.
Yeah.
What the script says.
That's what I was about to say here. He's just nailing a few frags here just to get a few of those kills under the KD. But it's nothing. He's not going to let himself die there. He's going to try and get a few kills anyway. But yeah, he was one of those heavy hitters towards the early stages of the game when Iceland really got such a big lead at the start. But it just hasn't been the same. Sure, you know, he hasn't lacked mechanically, you know, in that department. But it really is like Iceland haven't been able to set themselves much up for success in these latter rounds. And yeah, Sweden have just been doing such a good job here of keeping them honest, keeping them, at bay. And now they're with the Eagles once more. It really isn't looking good.
Iceland, they just went missing midway through the first half and just haven't reappeared at all. They've only had one round since where they've actually found the opening kill. That was Thor with the AWP. That was in the very last round he had it. Again, these Deagles should be mauled to pieces. We should see an 11-7 scoreline, all blue in the kill feed. ZTR is going to find another one. This could be the only kill here for Iceland. It is Thor. I was really hoping it was Peter again. Apparently not. Sweden recovering off the woes of the first half and now gaining a really stable economy on this CT side. They haven't had to upgrade a lot of these SMGs yet. Finally, a couple of M4A4s joining the mix in our first rifle round here on their CT side. They're only 5 rounds away from this finish line, Tiddler. And they do not have to play against the AWP here on round number 19.
Yeah, and what's even worse for Iceland is the fact that their economy is just, moments away from also breaking once more. And that's going to be 12 for Sweden. Then, the eco, that whole cycle again. They need to get a few string rounds here. Peter has gotten off the brilliant start. Basalt's holding it down. They almost line up. They do indeed, but does get the trade on forward. But that Molotov does take one down at least. Heavy damage done to Stevie and Cruiser. Jaquinho now onto the bomb site all alone. They might be poised to save here, possibly, if these rotates don't come in earlier enough. Molotov, though, to deny things, and a HE. It's going to be planted into the correct section. Here that Jaquinho did drop his utility in. They're going to set themselves up here. The smokes are down. There's still one more to be used as well to block things off. So this could be a very difficult retake out from Sweden. And, if they go for this, I don't even know if this is going to be possible as Peter just gets another one. Yeah, this looks like it's going to be done here unless Sweden are able to get some miraculous heroics here.
Yeah, they're going for exits right now. They don't want any of these Ts to survive, knowing that they've lost all of the previous rounds, and they might be able to take down everybody. There's another rifle stolen away.
No way.
Flies to success. He gives away his life in the process. It's a worthy sacrifice. Iceland with their first T-sided round. And by the way, it's all off that opening frag again. Peter able to find 2 opening kills onto the A bomb site, and that really cracked things open. There was another with the AK-47 just to seal the deal there on A. And Sweden didn't really have a policy of retaking that one. CTR 2 HP on that jump. Always was a funny one to say. They're ahead by 3 still. And now we'll see the real CT side. They've got the AWP, all the rifles, and retrieved AK-47 that was stolen away as well in play.
They have afforded themselves another buy here, but it's a little bit labored, I guess. They're kind of scraping things up here, but it seems like a faster play might just be the trick, considering they have some concessions in terms of the weaponry. Plopsky might get caught trying to reposition, but at least he has Jaquinho posted up on the off angle. He's going to push on forward, and Plopsky has found 2. Again, success being found out from Sweden. It's not short stints of success. It's just been all Sweden recently, and any success that Iceland have had, it's just been absolutely squashed. Bomb in the middle of Banana, they're not going to actively hold it down, so they're going to be able to get it. But they will have to check, of course. 50 seconds remaining. They're going to head back to this section of the map. Jaquinho with the AWP, the player up in the logs. Does he spot the head? Misses that shot. I thought that would have hit completely, but no. Seems like it's a different story. They'll decide to put the pressure, dropping that bomb so his teammate can pick it up, but it's completely the wrong play. Jumping up on oranges, and Thor will try and get that first. Good shot to get the first and the second. Now down to a 1-on-3. Considering how far away Isaac is right now, if he gets 2, might be able to put himself in a more favorable spot here for the T side. That bomb has gone down. Now wrapping around from all different angles, just looking to pincer and close on his position. He's very, very open right now, Squid.
This is so tough. He needs all of these kills. There's number 1 onto ZTR, but it's not going to happen. The bomb going down on its own, that's absolutely perfect for the money. We can see what it means for the economy as soon as that bomb is defused. They've got between $3,000 and $4,500 to invest into the next. It's a little bit scrappy. This was the key play, though. Plopsky gifted a couple of kills, courtesy of the flashbang, followed up by ZTR. Door with some heroics, just unable to get it done. There was still another member there as well. If that kill hadn't come through, Sweden with another one, and it's all off the back of those opening frags onto the banana. Flashbang, absolutely stellar from ZTR. Particularly single-handedly wins the round, and Sweden gifted a free path to 13. It's just pistols for Iceland this time. A couple more deagles in the mix. And Plopsky, oh, he gets aggressive, fully blind on the first shot. Cruiser just doesn't even see it coming. Everybody's rendered completely blind in that one. And I think Isaac just got the information through the corner of that smoke. So he now knows that there's presence inside the apartments despite not taking the shot.
That's great discipline out from him. The information, the crouch, making it so that Chiquino isn't able to get that kill, but Sus holding it down in long. Now that's information that Pope players in short. So Isaac, now this is time to farm up Liz up, true to his name up on the kill feed as he gets those kills. And now Sweden on 13. Iceland, again, they'll get a bye, but once this, eco cycle starts to come back into play again, if they're able to win here, Sweden, we'll most likely be seeing 15 in just a few moments.
Yeah, and an 11 out of 13 round run for Sweden as well. Iceland only taking 2 of the last 13 rounds. Maybe one of their last opportunities to take some here on Inferno. The rifles do come out once again. They'll be sending at least it is towards the B bomb site. Up banana, but Giacchino finally hits one. He's been a little bit rusty over the last couple of rounds, but those opening kills, they're all Sweden. And ZTR even stands within that Molotov to find yet another one. That's going to force Cruiser forward. So another round goes Sweden's way. This banana control has been fairly ruthless. They throw the very standard smokes towards the bottom of banana, giving ZTR so much space. We've been seeing them contest it about 50% of the time. This is 14-8 right now, and Sweden only a couple of moments away from potentially taking this first map in the series. Iceland had a real stronghold on the first half, but it's all fallen apart. Feels like Sweden have cracked the code. Kino's AWP is also firing as well. You just can't let these star players really shine, especially when they've been some of the quietest members on the server.
Yeah, they had a 7-0 start, Iceland, but it's all gone down to pieces just like this round. It looks like 15 as ZTR finds another Mac 10 just hiding up in the smoke. And I feel bad for Iceland. It's just that when they're 7-0 up, you wouldn't imagine the scoreline to be like this. Like, one round, it's a 15-1 run, essentially, really. That's how I'm seeing it, right? That's the worst part. At the last 16 rounds, Sweden have won like 15 of them. Yeah, it's just been an absolute decimation for Earnout. It seems like now it's closure. And Iceland, though, this isn't their map pick, so at least they have some solace in that sense.
Yeah, they got Mirage to fall back onto next, but Inferno and Mirage play quite similarly in this tournament, I've got to say. Like, banana control has been matching mid control, and Iceland just haven't been finding these opening picks. I feel like it's just been a story of the opening duels. Once again, they're getting cut apart all over this map, and Peter and Cruiser need to try and find something here. They've got to walk into the AWP in the meantime. Peter's gone, and Cruiser's the last player alive here, Tiddler.
This is over. It seems like Sweden have also just started doing what Iceland were doing to them in the first half. Cruiser is there for one, looking for more. And like I said, they should be done as Flopsky holds it down in banana. A well one-sided second half and a well one-sided second, closing stages of the first half. And Squid, that is something that we did expect. We expected Sweden to be able to take their map pick swimmingly, but I think our opinions had changed after seeing that really good start out from Iceland, but they weren't able to follow up on it after about 7 rounds or so.
Yeah, it was also the flavor of those first couple of rounds. It felt like Iceland were playing a really confident game of Counter-Strike. They were pushing into the apartments, mid, even T apartments. They were getting, like, basically outside of the T spawn. Sweden looked completely bamboozled by all of the aggression that Iceland were able to throw into the mix. and then it started to come undone. They stopped finding those opening frags, and the round started slipping from there on out, and they basically had zero success on the entirety of Inferno after Sweden were able to thwart a couple of those aggressive pushes. It felt like they lost their confidence. They weren't playing their own game once again on the T side. They weren't really able to find anything other than the one kill at all. I feel like Mirage is going to be a similar flavor.
Yeah, and also on top of that, I remember doing Sweden. They were doing, the IESF last time around last year, and Mirage was one of their stronghold picks. So, it was a similar lineup: Chiquinho, Isaac, same players, but kind of different circumstances. Up against Iceland, I still think now Sweden have this 2-0. But if Iceland are able to replicate what they did in the early stages, especially create chaos on a map like Mirage, maybe something will happen.
I honestly feel like Iceland are going to have a really hard job taking Mirage. I feel like a map like that really shakes your confidence. I guess there's only one way to find out. We'll do that right after a very short break as Sweden versus Iceland comes to its potential conclusion.
One purpose, one dream, one rhythm, one step closer to glory. They say history remembers the winner. So who will be the ones writing the future? The halls of power call for their kings. The ones who won't back down. The ones who believed. The ones who knew that over 100 nations can't be wrong. Join the fight between August 24th and September 3rd as Yash becomes the world's esports capital.
In the heart of Yash, Romania, the world's top gamers have gathered for the ultimate showdown. IESF brings heart-stopping matches across a variety of gaming genres in an electrifying experience that celebrates the passion and dedication of esports athletes from around the globe. This is more than just a tournament. This is where champions are born, legends are made, and anything is possible. Get ready to witness the ultimate display of skill, strategy, and heart. The IESF World Esports Championship. It's about to take your breath away.
Do you think you've got what it takes? The challenge will be tougher than ever. In 2023, International Esports has a new home. Over 100 nations fighting for the championship in a celebration of everything that makes esports great. Who will rise up to the challenge? Who will be the world champion?
One purpose. One dream. One rhythm. One step closer to glory. They say history remembers the winner. So who will be the ones writing the future? The halls of power call for their kings. The ones who won't back down. The ones who believed. The ones who knew that over 100 nations can't be wrong. Join the fight between August 24th and September 3rd as Yash becomes the world's esports capital.
In the heart of Iași, Romania, the world's top gamers have gathered for the ultimate showdown. IESF brings heart-stopping matches across a variety of gaming genres in an electrifying experience that celebrates the passion and dedication of esports athletes from around the globe. This is more than just a tournament. This is where champions are born, legends are made, and anything is possible. Get ready to witness the ultimate display of skill, strategy, and heart. The IESF World Esports Championship. It's about to take your breath away.
Do you think you've got what it takes? The challenge will be tougher than ever. In 2023, International Esports has a new home. Over 100 nations fighting for the championship in a celebration of everything that makes esports great. Who will rise up to the challenge? Who will be the world champion?
One purpose. One dream. One rhythm. One step closer to glory. They say history remembers the winner. So who will be the ones writing the future? The halls of power call for their kings. The ones who won't back down. The ones who believed. The ones who knew that over 100 nations can't be wrong. Join the fight between August 24th and September 3rd as Yash becomes the world's esports capital.
In the heart of Iași, Romania, the world's top gamers have gathered for the ultimate showdown. IESF brings heart-stopping matches across a variety of gaming genres in an electrifying experience that celebrates the passion and dedication of esports athletes from around the globe. This is more than just a tournament. This is where champions are born, legends are made, and anything is possible. Get ready to witness the ultimate display of skill, strategy, and heart. The IESF World Esports Championship. It's about to take your breath away.
Do you think you've got what it takes? The challenge will be tougher than ever. In 2023, International Esports has a new home. Over 100 nations fighting for the championship in a celebration of everything that makes esports great. Who will rise up to the challenge? Who will be the world champion?
One purpose, one dream, one rhythm, one step closer to glory. They say history remembers the winner. So who will be the ones writing the future? The halls of power call for their kings. The ones who won't back down. The ones who believed. The ones who knew that over 100 nations can't be wrong. Join the fight between August 24th and September 3rd as Yash becomes the world's esports capital.
In the heart of Iași, Romania, the world's top gamers have gathered for the ultimate showdown. IESF brings heart-stopping matches across a variety of gaming genres in an electrifying experience that celebrates the passion and dedication of esports athletes from around the globe. This is more than just a tournament. This is where champions are born, legends are made, and anything is possible. Get ready to witness the ultimate display of skill, strategy, and heart. The IESF World Esports Championship. It's about to take your breath away.
Do you think you've got what it takes? The challenge will be tougher than ever. In 2023, International Esports has a new home. Over 100 nations fighting for the championship in a celebration of everything that makes esports great. Who will rise up to the challenge? Who will be the world champion?
Back with more WEC23 regionals. We're here with our solitary, our single best of 3 of the day. There is one going on at the same time, both 16-8. So we're going into map 2 for both series.
Yeah, it's really exciting. We're going back into Mirage as per usual here in these qualifiers. Never a series where they shy away from this map, and I'm wondering if they've done the same for the second map. But you know, we look at both games. Sweden is expected to beat Iceland. Denmark expected to beat Norway. Everything is moving swimmingly. Everything is moving as expected. We were a little bit scared at the start of Inferno because we did have a 7-0 start out from Iceland. But here, they are, they have another chance here. This is their map pick. So this is the map where we'd expect them to do better per se. But ZTR off to the races, peeking up in the window side, jump spotting. They're taking that mid control. Jaquinho Sus, though, are ending that party, and the kills are just coming in here for Sweden.
They get the opportunity to start things on the T side where they can control the pace, but getting shut down. 3 players lost already, and ZTR is still looking into the window room to find even more with the USPS. Not able to connect with the shots just yet, as Peter bounces away back into mid, and a couple of kills might give them a glimmer of hope.
Yeah, but, well, there goes that chance because Jaquinho has hit a nice shot on the Peter. 3 more players to find. And his HP isn't looking all too great. One thing, though, he does have the bomb. So if he's able to get this CT frag, he might be able to find an entry path here towards B, and that's exactly what he's found. 55 seconds remaining. Can basically plant anywhere, but doesn't have the information. But now this is very interesting because he's going to push into market as well. They might not be suspecting this, especially with Sus looking through the market window, and now a one-on-one has come out of this. He's on low HP, though. Stebby's just on 13. Jaquinho looking for this, but it was only a single chest shot that was needed. A very, very nice try out from Stebby. A valiant effort at that, but Sweden stays strong and they pulled through finally in the pistol round.
Good communication from Sweden to rally over the information that he was low on HP. Only a body shot needed there to close things out, and Jaquinho secures a 1-0 start for Sweden. Lovely stuff. He picks up the M4A4 instantaneously. Got 3 kills in that previous pistol round, able to have a little more bang for your buck, and a full set of Kevlar as well. Everybody else with the SMGs, it's those MP9s taken out in the early portions of this one, but a bomb plant that gives Iceland a buy of their own, and it's of the mixture of 3 AK-47s and a double Desert Eagle setup. They'll be sending a mixture of weapons all over the map, and a couple of smokes towards mid as well to keep Sweden guessing. That's a lovely set of nades, though, onto Cruiser. He's over towards the other side of the action.
And they've played a nice default here, but, no gaps in this one. I've been so used to seeing the gaps from yesterday. There was just a huge gap. It really made no sense in that default, but this is a solid one so far, and Edson's just been able to zip right through the thread. At least Plumsky's going to be aware immediately, but Thor has just peeked through. That's a huge play out from Iceland, and it was just the timing. Plumsky had looked away, took his eyes off that angle. They'll get that bomb down. The CT player, though, is going to get into a battle here with Thor. He is going to fall. And now a 3-on-3 retake as not for long because Stebby has found Suspend. This has gotten interesting here for Iceland.
Yeah, they had no idea that Stebby was inside the underpass. He's able to rile away one of the prongs of this retake, but 2 more are about to come through. And that smoke grenade, it lands a little too short. They didn't exactly know where that C4 was coming from. And they find both kills anyway. That's unreal. There's just enough time on this C4 before it explodes. They'll defuse this with 3 or 4 seconds left, and Sweden steal it away. I've no idea how they're able to manage that one. Plopsky stayed alive not long enough on this A site for the rotate to come through. So as that C4 goes down, you thought Stebby would be the point man from within the underpass. He absolutely was, but it's the MP9, such a potent SMG. Gives Sweden a 2-0 lead, but the money is really rocky here. I wouldn't have been surprised if Iceland were actually going to force buy again, knowing that Sweden lost every single rifle right there. Get out an even more challenging buy to eat apart here in round number 3. That AK-47 saved through. Actually, a pair of them alongside 0 SMGs. We should be able to deal with these unarmored and body armored pistols easily. Not able to get close to this bomb site. They're being shut out at the door. And Peter, the eternal eco-fragger, able to find one. Expect a lot of that this map. I'm going to call him out, Tiddler. He's the eco-fragging king, the champion.
Exit frag king as well. He's just in a 1-on-5. He's able to get 2 or 3 before he falls. But yeah, strong start out from Sweden. Not really a problem. Iceland did actually, of course, in round number 2, or round number, yeah, round number 2. He was able to slip right through, and that made things a little bit scary, but that was kind of just a bit of fortune rather than actual, you know, tactics or anything. Just got that timing. But we're going to see this into play here, back in towards A solitary player in mid, maybe looking for a late play, but they've already gotten into the bomb side. Plopsky might be in a bit of danger here. The amount of Molotovs that has been traded on through here for Iceland. We'll see how things get on. They start to push on in, but Cruiser's been damaged up through the smoke, and that's so huge. And Sus there, but he's right underneath him, so he's able to get one right back, but Plopsky again to shut it all down. And again, Squid, it's just been so good out from Sweden. Peter, again, last one alive. I can't believe it. It's not, it just keeps
How
happening.
does he do it? He's just so amazing at finding exit frags. He's just brilliant at it. That was such a confusing round for Iceland. They walked right into A, realized that it was totally open, and I think the lack of CT presence just confused them. They were expecting somebody to bounce out of CT spawn. There was nobody by the ticket booth, though. They could have had that open bomb site all for their own. They could have got the C4 down so easily. Instead, they decide to push it into stairs. Not quite sure what they're thinking. The first round that I've seen, just a really massive mistake out of Team Iceland. And they will take a tactical timeout, Tiddler, to actually discuss that one. They're not going to have worlds of money. They've been able to get a lot of bomb plants in these previous rounds. With the exception of round number 4, they've basically had it almost all of the time. So a little more money, but it won't afford them a full investment here in round 5. Bruiser, low on money. Peter, only $2,800. It's just not enough to get out those AK-47s. They've been targeting this A bomb site a lot of the time. This time changing things up. It's going to be a B split.
We see less mistakes though. Last time around when that stairs push came in, the bomb was one of those players that pushed on forward. A good trade though, 2-on-1, a 2-4-1. And Isaac getting overwhelmed there by that AK that's just been recently picked up by Stebby. And again, the bomb plant, as you said, they've been getting a whole load of bomb plants. It's really been the post-plant conversion where these mistakes are really starting to show, and they all start to add up in the end. Aquino doing a good job to get that tag in, the nade dropping through. Another player in market could make things a bit dangerous. And Stebby has gotten a nice headshot again, but that Molotov flushes out Thor from his position. 2-on-2, Peter, low HP. Staying alive as always. But now these positions though, Squid. Very interesting prospect we have here. Stebby grabs a 40. He's on for the ace.
Yeah, Plopsky was the main man here as well, coming in through the apartments. Oh, I don't think they're going to be able to keep this AWP alive. No, it falls down. Peter able to find that one, of course. I didn't even need to look to the kill feed to predict that one. It's 4-1 here. Iceland, their first round on the board, and that was just a policy of extreme aggression right onto the B bomb site. They didn't even really have that many smokes, catching Isaac off guard. And after that, the C4 goes down. They actually use all of the smokes just into Marketplace to hold Giacchino's AWP out. He didn't want to lose it in that investment, but they do pick one up regardless. It's on Isaac, though, so not the typical AWP we've been seeing out of this Sweden squad. They need to be really careful of these smokes, though. Both kills.
Oh
Wow.
Wow.
Might
That
be the
is
fastest
such
round we've seen in this entire regionals.
Yeah, that is such a destructive round. Considering what Iceland have brought last round, you wouldn't be expecting Sweden to just be able to take them all down like that. And that was so clean. That off just farming up so much, and they're going to come back here. But at least Iceland now, they're still with a bye. Not a problem here, but you can see on the scoreboard right now, you have Cruiser, you know, Edson and Thor just really lacking in the fragging department. It's mainly been Stebby after getting that 4K. They really haven't been able to get much here. It seems like it's really just been the bomb plants keeping them afloat. Sus pushing forward. Good for the first. Gonna keep on pushing forward just to test the waters here. I wouldn't push it past him that he's going to be able to, or that he's not going to be able to get this. And ZTR getting another onto Cruiser. Sus find that headshot. Oh, he's got in another. And again, all 5 players staying alive here for Sweden, and Peter. It seems like he's just eternal on the server as he finds one right back here, but 4 more to find. 2 of them are low HP, sure, but I don't see much happening for him.
Suspy with a highlight reel performance there towards the top of mid. I don't think that Peter's going to find anything more than a couple of frags here at absolute most. And walking into the AWP, Jakino's been really streaky today with that sniper. I'm surprised that they haven't targeted him more because he has been missing shots. I've seen him maybe 4 or 5 times miss pretty routine AWP shots that you'd see basically any sniper at this level of play hitting. Peter with another exit frag here. He doesn't actually have the C4. That's inside the T spawn. So Isaac's flank is going to finally deal with him. Peter, 2 kills. Nice for the tally, but not for the scoreboard. In its entirety, will 6-1 solidify an even greater lead for Team Sweden. Remember, this is not their map pick, but they've been doing just fine on it all the same. That AWP finally put in the bin for Team Sweden. It's not been what's been getting them these rounds. It's just the combination of rifles, having good positions, baiting Iceland in, and Iceland take their second tactical timeout here. Seem to do that when they're on this mid to low money position. I've not seen any tactical timeouts from them right before a big buy round where they've got the AWP and all of their utility. I don't know if they're talking about this round or the next. Sweden rocks back with one of their own. Big tactical timeout.
It seems like they're just playing a bit of mind games here, but looking to keep you updated on the other game that's running concurrently. We have the same exact scoreline. Well, almost. It's 5-1. It's just that they're a little bit behind. It's 5-1. It's also a Mirage, and their decider is also
They're taking attacks. They want to even it out.
Yeah, they're giving them time. Yeah, so yeah, this has been, both games are paralleling each other, it seems. But yeah, Sweden, Denmark, they've just been both destroying the teams that they've been up against. But I'm actually excited to see an Iceland versus Norway game. I'm actually really happy to see us possibly see that tomorrow, considering the course of both of these games. But we're back into game. Round number 8 it is, and we're gonna see a buyout, but 2 MAC-10s though. It's a bit of a concession here for Iceland. Who's gonna push forward, and oh my god, Susp again through the smoke, taking Peter down with that connector smoke. Oh, just making the most of whatever he's had.
So consistent at finding these openings as well. You see he's just pressing the issue right over the smoke for more, and Stebby doesn't see it coming. Shot in the side, and that's all of the mid presence eviscerated here on Mirage. ZTR, he's got this really awkward to deal with lineup taken. They're actually going to steal a bomb plant again. So Iceland are going to have even more money, even though Thor finds himself in a 1 versus 4.
Bars. Plovsky holding, and this should be Thor's demise here. He walks right in. At the end of that, wasn't going to see much there. Yeah, it's just continuing on like this. There's nothing much more to say. Iceland are just getting outplayed, and then when you have individuals like Susp standing and just taking all of your players down, what can you even do? And also on the same front, Cruiser still fragless, Edson with 1, Thor with just 2. They have still had the same KD from about, a few rounds ago.
Cruise has got the same KD since the pistol round.
Yeah, it's
zero kills.
It's not looking great. It's like they're lacking tactically on this front, and then it's just that their players aren't, performing on the server as well, and that's just not a great combination at all.
Yeah, you've got that double-headed prong of just not finding any of these openings. That's what won them that streak of rounds earlier on in Inferno, and since then, they've literally taken 2 rounds here in this series. Sweden have taken a map and are certainly on track for another one. It's Susp just taking all of the initiative through those smokes onto mid to find another opening pick once again, and Isaac knows this push is coming through onto B, but cannot stop it. That's a sight gone.
And Thor's going to force the issue here. He's going to push on forward, and Jaquinho might not be, expecting this. He turns around. He's still able to find it. Good job. And Stebby as well. That late play, the late, lurk, denying Susp of any access back in, and Sweden are just simply forced to save. This time, well played out from Iceland. They're able to, find a gap a bit in that Swedish defense, and they're able to exploit it, get into that B site, bomb down, push on forward, and there you have it. You need to see more of that, though. At least they're able to save, and there's plenty of money in the bank accounts of Sweden, actually. Well, not too much, but enough for them to buy out into the next. But this is a chance here for Iceland to break the economy of Sweden, get a few more rounds on the board, and maybe close that lead up.
Isaac reliving the typical woes of a Bianca there, where nothing happens all map and then they all flood into it once and you're not able to find anything. He was caught a little bit off guard with his pants down, wasn't really watching the apartments, didn't have all of the information. That meant the rotate came in really late and Sweden didn't have any chance of going for any sort of retake. They lost too many members as well. And Iceland with a second round here on the T side, they're going to need so much more than that if they're going to win this map. And more mid-aggression here, right into that smoke. And Susp has just been using this one-way time and time again in combination with ZTR to find even more damage. Giacchino's AWP finally fires, and another speedy round out of Sweden. As soon as they lose one, Tiddler, they bounce right back with some of the fastest rounds you'd ever see in Counter-Strike.
Yeah, it's just waking up Iceland, and every single time they're just not expecting it. They fall asleep. They're like, hey, we can just do the same thing. You know, they won their second round. They're like, we can just do the same thing. But Sweden are like, no, they're just going to bring up something different. That's just that extreme aggression.
Yeah, exactly. And Sweden are just controlling the pace of all of these rounds, right? They're throwing their own smokes onto the middle of the map, and they're controlling it. This time, Iceland are going for somewhat of a set execute onto the B-bomb site. C4 not committed, so options still open. They've got no map control elsewhere. So Edison actually needs to scurry towards the A site if he's going to spot anything towards the ramp. Nevertheless, Sweden playing a passive setup. Susp, always on mid, is now going to get a whole lot of flack.
Yeah, Thor has already got in an op kill as well. He's off to the races here, as per usual, here as he's been playing so far. So 5-on-4 situation that's gotten started. Player up in apartments. Isaac dispatches of him. Edson's going to peek on short. I don't think he's going to live much longer here. Maybe get this kill to Isaac, considering his HP situation. But now the rest of the players starting to float on in. This is their chance here to get some frags. And Edson's done a good job of isolating ZTR. Forced him stuck in that corner. Got another frag. And Thor activating with that AWP. And back underway. That B side seems to be the forte of Iceland right now.
Yeah, Isaac just hasn't been finding these kills on B. And ZTR gets caught in the crossfire also, and Iceland, they found the gap in this defense. They need to be able to exploit it or find another option if they're going to get onto the 6-7+ rounds that they need this half. But they're around halfway there. Great openings from Thor. And now you just see the AK-47s given all of the space to chew on through both of those remaining B defenders. And Thor's AWP closes the door onto the final two players trying to prod in and retake. A different look, though. The A site now the target. And Sweden, on what might be their final buy in a while, need to shut this down. Otherwise, they'll be in eco territory themselves. Giacchino's orb can wrap in as soon as Plopsky calls for this rotation. But they are thin on numbers on A.
And they are indeed as well. As Plopsky with a rifle, it's not like it's an AWP. He'll have to be very sharp with his shots, and he thought he had a smoke there to utilize. But Giacchino sharp, back online on the server, good for the first. And ZTR even adds another into the Tally Cruiser, though pushed up on stairs, yet Susp is able to get that kill. Thor coming alive with that up himself as he finds another kill. Posted up on his angle. ZTR knows he's there as he jiggle peeks, but he thought that up was posted up on his angle, so he won't peek it again. We'll decide to do so again with the flash. There's a smoke down, and Isaac is able to get that kill with MP9. And again, Sweden, whenever there's some sort of success out from Iceland, they've been able to shut it down. And look at that flank already. They've already set that up. They know exactly where they're playing.
Yeah, the rotate's just so fast. HE's flummoxing the entire attack. HE's just flying in, doing 30-40+ damage. And they weren't able to deal with Plopsky in a timely fashion within the ticket booth. And Iceland take their third tactical timeout here on the T side of Mirage. This is their map pick. And they've only been able to find individual rounds. They just haven't been able to chain them together. Massive lead, Sweden. They're a map up as well. Only 7 rounds here away from victory in this best-of-3 series. Big round for them to win as well. They would have been in eco territory. We talked about it before. Bit of damage dealt means that they still don't have a big bank built up. Isaac and Susp, they're the richest players on $2,800 and $3,700 apiece. but nobody else with any real money to talk of. They can barely afford a kebab. On away from double digits, though, on this CT side, as Iceland need to turn up the spice level if they're going to get towards 5 or 6. An acceptable scoreline on this T side. Nothing less.
Fast play towards B, it seems. They're throwing a bit of utility, but the nade to be dropped on in. So it wasn't a fast play, just to drop a bit of utility to stop that player that's been flanking so much. They're going to jump through in mid. Peter going to stay alive. He is wielding that up this time around instead of Thor. So a bit of a switch up here from Iceland. Chiquinho not hitting that shot. Going to throw a nade in, do a bit of damage. But Cruiser's been able to find a kill on the Susp. So a good opening to get things started for Iceland as they now poke and prod once more towards the B side of things. Player to the close right position, and that's Isaac, who's been, he hasn't been getting so many frags here, but he's going to be able to get this kill though. And Peter's gotten a scout shot. He's not even with that op, actually. He's with a scout, weirdly enough. And Thor peeking through, and Plops, he's aggressing up the ramp side. It's a 2-2 play in towards A, but the thing is, the positions are so weird right now. It's almost like a crossfire upon a crossfire.
Oh, they're going to find the bomb. Steb is going to walk right into this one, and the M4A1S is able to deal with him perfectly. With 35 seconds left, they need to get right back into the equation, and Thor is being held out by the double prong of ZTR within the ticket booth. He's able to lock all of this down momentarily, and Peter now needs this shot inside of the ramp. Rotates coming through, and support is Plopsky. Oh, just holds them for long enough for Isaac to get here for another one. That is perfect. They shut it down, all given by the C4 being dropped inside the ramp. Sweden with another one. They're finding gifts left, right, and center on this CT side, and they're abusing it perfectly.
They were so sure that there was not going to be a flank because they had played that early play towards apartments to stop that flanker in, but it seems like they've completely forgotten it because that player died towards B. They were so focused, they were so fixated on jungle and towards that A bomb site that ultimately led to their demise. That flank came in anyway. It's so heartbreaking because you must be annoyed because you immediately put a protocol there to stop that flank coming in, yet it was still that thorn in the side that granted that round back into Sweden's hands.
We've given Isaac a lot of trouble on this CT side, but he took so much initiative inside the apartments and now needs to stand up tall against the Tech 9 attack on B. Quick kills from his AK-47 as they line up for him. Giacchino pitches in the meantime as Steb is only able to respond back with one.
Yeah, now Thor peeking in, looking for a single weapon. Chiquinho, though, knows his number, it seems. Looking at that general area, flash to come in, blind as a bat, not finding that kill, and now Susp there to push on forward. The Mac 10 up against 3. I don't see any of this happening. It's looking like an 11-3 scoreline any day of the week. Bomb defused, and we'll see it. 11 for Sweden, and they're continuing on. Iceland finding absolutely nothing again.
All blue and yellow on the scoreboard. Sweden 11 rounds and on the home straight here on Mirage, and within this series, Giacchino's AWP just being so keen there to lock down angles towards the bench. Iceland aren't able to get onto the bomb site in the nick of time. They find themselves in such a disastrous position here on their map pick. One final buy to try and claw this back to an 11-4, but this is not going to be a good T-side. I can confirm that. The smokes, they'll go down initially towards the middle of the map. They're just putting them in right now, but we've seen stuff just walking all over them, and this time it's Giacchino's AWP. What a line of sight he's got. They've not been able to counter this whatsoever. They need a shallow flashbang before they go for this peak, otherwise this is guaranteed kills.
Yeah, and Chiquinho, this is an easy farm up for him, but at least there's an opper there back waiting for him, but they walk into the crosshair of ZTR. He's going to smoke it off, so he's not susceptible to that op. And yeah, this is looking good again as Plopsky and Susp activate for 2 quick kills on A bomb side. And before you know it, round number 15, we're seeing a 12-3 scoreline right here. Thor, he's like, where's his teammates? And he doesn't even hit that shot. That sums it up completely. Oh, it's even the dualies to find absolute closure in the end. 12-3 half. It's been so good out from Sweden.
Yeah, we've seen those dual Berettas whipped out a couple of times here in this series, but not necessarily in the 15th and final rounds. This time, maybe a bit of a change of pace. Just a real lack of utility used on mid there for Iceland. They had absolutely no coverage whatsoever. The nade's doing damage in the meantime. It is a 12-3 half. We could almost see that one coming. What a massive lead here for Sweden on this on this CT side. We will flip the script, though, and they will play attack to try and find the final 4. A pistol round basically separates them from the finish line here, as they'll be taking their momentum that they've built up towards that A bomb site against just one player. Edison needs to maneuver in and just needs this headshot. It's non-negotiable.
Yeah, an easy one at that here for Sweden. And Stebby trying to find whatever he can. Good for one. But that bomb looks to go down anyway. Pretty open. I don't know if they're going to be able to get this plant down. Suspen's been denied completely. And that bomb is in a lot of trouble. Yeah, they didn't really clear out this connector side. So that makes it so difficult. But their HP is really low on Stebby. Might be able to focus completely. Now Stebby gets eliminated. And oh my goodness. Sweden again have been able to recover something. Now 1 versus 1. Peter on the right side of connector. Plopsky knows his general whereabouts, but he could have repositioned. He holds the angle, the USP, tapping away. It's a bit of a battle, but it hasn't gone either way just yet. But Peter in the lower of the HPs, it's not looking all too great for him, and especially with this position, shooting away, and the headshot finally finds it. A very, very messy round, but yet Sweden are still able to take it, despite Iceland getting that early advantage, and the positions were pretty good for them.
Yeah, another 2 versus 4 that's going Sweden's way. All of these clutches have been just falling at their feet all series. From about 7 or 8 rounds into Inferno, from here on out, it's been all Sweden. They force another time. This might be 4 spies until the very end here. 14-3 looks to be almost a guarantee, as the A site is the target once again. Just Eagles to try and hold this one away. Really struggling on the scoreboard. A couple of Iceland members. Cruiser 3 kills. Edison matching him down at the bottom of the scoreboard. And, well, here come the MAC-10s, the SMGs, and, of course, those AK-47s. 157 tries to pitch in above the smoke within these stairs, but his position compromised means the homing missiles of those HEs can find his exact location for another kill. Isaac's going to finish off this round as Sweden take an easy 14. And this map has been as simple as you could ever imagine. 2 rounds needed now.
So simple. Sweden are just playing some basic Counter-Strike. Iceland can't even handle it because it feels like I've been saying, you play fundamental CS on Mirage, but the fundamentals are stronger in Sweden. And I feel like the mistakes have been showing here for Iceland. We've seen, you know, them forgetting certain things, you know, just forgetting that they did hold down that flank and then the player did end up dying, so that, you know, that flank still came through anyway. They're going to bring something different to the table. They'll go underpass and try help things out, but it's just going to be a mow down here on the A side because they're not even going to go there. They're even holding the underpass as well to add insult to injury. There's going to be a flank though, and Peter's been able to catch us sus, but immediately traded out from ZTR. They're just taking action so early, and that's what's been so good out from Sweden. They're up further here, and now it's 15-3, excuse me. I wish it was 13, but 15-3, 12 match and series points.
ZTR's second flying kill of this series as well. We'll be counting those up, but this one looks almost all said and done. A 12-round deficit and just 1 rifle round to dismantle, and this series will be Sweden's.
Extinguish that Molotov that has been set in place to try and alter around that window smoke. Not going to be heard though, as Sweden do decide to head to the B side. There's only 1 player here and he's holding short. Already been tagged down to half HP. Not looking great at all, as now they're essentially in a retake situation, and they're not even going to be in retake positions because Stebby's been immediately taken out. 2 more players to add to the tally. It should be curtains from here on out as Jaquinho runs forward. Cruiser in a 1-on-5. GG's in chat, I can hear it already. Cruiser going to walk into his death. And oh, they switch spots. They're going for the knife now, and they will find it. Isaac to find it. It was so weird, but Sweden get that victory. Well deserved out from them, honestly. Just to take that in that fashion after, you know, seeing what Iceland were able to do in the first 7 rounds of Inferno, it's kind of disappointing for the Iceland side.
Yeah, that's a really disappointing series for them, right? Like they showed a lot of promise early on in Inferno, but just unable to carry that momentum on later into that map. I felt like Sweden maybe were slightly slower starters in this one, but once they got fired up, there was just no stopping them whatsoever. They plied their way to victory on Mirage, and Inferno, if we're being honest, wasn't really a close contest either. So a very comprehensive series from them, and I'm excited to see Sweden play against one of the favorites here in the North European regional.
And tomorrow it's looking like, well, right now we're not too sure just yet because Astralis Talent or Denmark are still playing Team Norway right now. They're 11-7 up on Mirage, a bit of a harder time for them. But, you know, if they're able to pull through Denmark, they will be playing Sweden in the winners game, which is going to be really interesting. 2 spots here for the LAN finals, and it really looks like Sweden and Denmark, but considering that we do have I believe it's like a double elimination bracket type thing, even though it's like a round robin format, but you know, it's kind of nearly like a double elimination bracket. You know, at least Iceland still have a chance in here, and so do the others. Norway as well, they can do some damage, so there is a possibility that one of these teams might come out. But yeah, it's looking really great for both these squads.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, that Denmark game isn't just underway, but they're deep into the series. Here on the main stream, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll work out whether we're going into that map in just a few moments.
One purpose, one dream, one rhythm. One step closer to glory. Enemy spotted. They say history remembers the winner. So who will be the ones writing the future? The halls of power call for their kings. The ones who won't back down. The ones who believed. The ones who knew that over 100 nations can't be wrong. Join the fight between August 24th and September 3rd as Yash becomes the world's esports capital.
In the heart of Iași, Romania, the world's top gamers have gathered for the ultimate showdown. IESF brings heart-stopping matches across a variety of gaming genres in an electrifying experience that celebrates the passion and dedication of esports athletes from around the globe. This is more than just a tournament. This is where champions are born, legends are made, and anything is possible. Get ready to witness the ultimate display of skill, strategy, and heart. The IESF World Esports Championship. It's about to take your breath away.
Do you think you've got what it takes? The challenge will be tougher than ever. In 2023, international esports has a new home. Over 100 nations fighting for the championship in a celebration of everything that makes esports great. Who will rise up to the challenge? Who will be the world champion?
we're just closing things out here at the WEC23 Regionals for one day, but we do have a packed day for you tomorrow. 3 best of 3s, obviously starting with Denmark versus Sweden. That'll be at 11 a.m.
Yeah, it's going to be really great. Both teams are, they're the front runners, of course. Both teams are expected to get those 2 slots and then follow that 4 CEST. Norway versus Iceland, and then at 6 CST, I'm assuming right after a rolling schedule, we'll see Norway versus Sweden right afterwards. But yeah, this is a round robin, a pretty quick group because there's only 4 in it. But yeah, there's nothing much more to say. Action-packed day at Counter-Strike. That first game at 10 a.m. will be so good.
Yeah, make sure that you see us right back here tomorrow for more WEC Regionals. We'll see you then.